Hi, my name is Erin Blair, and before discussing my strategy mini lesson plan, I wanted to briefly explain the lesson plan that it was curated from. In my lesson plan, we first started off reading the book One Bean by Anne Rockwell, and that book just really enthusiastically describes how a couple of students planted a bean and then the steps in the process of that bean seed transforming into a seedling and then into a plant itself. And so it gave the students a really great visual and a literature example of how a seed turns into a plant. After that, we read the Lorax and discussed how pollution affects plants and the importance of plants in our environment. We sang a plant song, which also described the process of a seed turning into a plant and what plants need to survive. And then the students broke off into centers, and there were 4 centers total. 3 of them had different graphic organizers that had them create their own seed to plant graphic organizer, kind of like a data chart. And then another graphic organizer had them place the different parts of a plant, so the root, the stem, the leaves, the flower, place those words, those vocabulary words next to the associated picture. And then the third station was the seed to plant prediction sheet, which is where my adaptation stems from. So as you can see here, it says, on blank, I planted my seed in blank. Then I blank it, and then I placed it in the blank. Now I wait for it to grow. I predict that my seed will grow into a blank. I think that it will look like this. I am working with kindergartners, so a majority of the students that I work with in my internship could read that with assistance and then come up with the answers and sound it out to get at least something similar, whatever word they wanted to place in that blank. But a few of them would definitely need assistance in reading it and then comprehending and taking key details from the text that they previously heard and read and sang about to answer these questions. So my adaptation, as you will see today, is for those students who are struggling with this prediction sheet and how I would go about adapting the lesson plan to meet their needs and provide them that differentiated instruction. So I will get started. Thank you. Okay, so yesterday we learned all about turning seeds, or planting seeds and turning those into plants, and the process that seeds go through to become seedlings and transplants and then becoming large plants. So we even looked at a few different plants here. Can you show me the seed that you planted?
Yes.
Can you tell me which seed or which plant you decided to plant?
I decided to plant a tomato.
Awesome. Why did you choose to plant a tomato seed?
They're super yummy. I love them on burgers and sandwiches.
Awesome. Great. Well, yesterday, if you remember, we learned all about this by singing the plant song, which discussed the different stages of plants and our vocabulary words, and then we moved from centers creating different crafts and graphic organizers, and one of those was this plant prediction sheet. And you have the opportunity to predict what your plant is going to look like when it's full grown. So, as you can see on here, let's read this together. On blank, I planted my seed in blank. Then I blank it and placed it in the blank. Now I wait for it to grow. I predict that my seed will grow into a blank. So your job was to fill these in. So let's work on that together. On blank, I planted my seed. When did you plant your seed, Gage?
Yesterday, so that would have been April 16th.
Okay, so as you can see, April 16th. See how we're Martian talking that? And I just wrote that out. I planted my seed in, what did we plant our seed in?
Soil.
Soil. Soil. Then I blanked it. What did we do right after we planted our seed in soil?
Water.
Water. Good job. So, what letter is W?
W-A.
Good job. And placed it in what did we place it in so that our seed will grow really strong and tall and be super healthy?
A pot.
What did you place it in? And place it in if it needs air, and what else do plants need?
Sunlight.
Good job. So we placed it in the sun. No. Now I wait for it to grow. I predict that my seed will grow into what do you think your seed's going to grow into?
A huge tomato plant full of tomatoes.
Huge tomato plant? Okay, so let's do that first word. Huge. Huge. Tomato. And plant. See, we Martian talked that by sounding out each letter as we wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So let's read this sentence. Can you read this sentence for me now?
On April 16th, I planted my seed in soil, then I watered it and placed it in the sun. Now I wait for it to grow. I predict that my seed will grow into a huge tomato plant.
Good job. Great. So now, Gage, it is your turn to write your sentence on your paper. So you watched me write it and Martian talk it. You see how letters look and how they sound. So it's your turn now to fill that out.